Hi guys, my name is Liam Walshe. I'm a strength and conditioning coach with Glasgow Warriors, and I'm going to show you how you can stay fit at home during the COVID-19 pandemic. So I'm going to give you guys two options today. One option, you're going to pick 4 of the following exercises that I'll show you, and you're going to complete 100 repetitions of each in any order in as little time as possible. The second, you're going to perform the same 4 exercises, but you're going to perform 20 seconds on and 10 seconds off, and rotate between each exercise sequentially. So everything I show you today, you can complete with your body weight, or if you want to take things up a notch, you can add external resistance. So that comes in the form of weights, like a kettlebell or a dumbbell, or resistance bands. If you don't have those in the house, however, it's okay. What you can do is take a backpack and fill it full of books. So we've got some books here, we're just going to stick it in the backpack, and we can use that for our weight today. First option is your burpee. Burpees are completed by starting in a standing position, dropping down to the floor, into a press up, come back up, and finishing with a jump. If you want to make this a little bit easier, you don't have to finish with a press up. You can just go to a plank position, bringing your feet back in underneath your hands, and finishing with a jump. Rowing movements are a great option to develop your upper back. And really important that if we're going to do a lot of press ups, we also do a lot of pulling movements. So, one of these options is a bent over row. I'm going to find something nice and sturdy to put my weight on. I'm going to keep my back flat and a straight line between my head and my bum. And we're going to take our weight, the bag in this case, and all we're going to do is from here, pull it up as high as we can and back down. You want to imagine that you're trying to pull your elbow into your hip and back down. If we want to make it a little harder, we can either add more weight to the bag or slow the reps down. So 3 seconds on the way up. Hold for 1 and 3 on the way down. If you want to make it a little bit easier, we can go with 2 hands on the object, hinge from the hip, keeping the back flat and pushing the bum back, and the exact same principle. Pulling the weight from the floor up to our hip. If we're going to do this option, make sure we've got our bum tight, our belly tight, and our back flat. If you want to train your core, we can also perform the plank. So here in our plank, feet are shoulder width, just slightly inside. Elbows are shoulder width or slightly inside. Our head is pointed straight down. I squeeze my belly as hard as I can. I squeeze my bum as hard as I can. And I'm keeping a straight line from my head to my heels. Now, if we fancy taking this up a notch, we can come up onto our hands. And from this same position, just with our hands on the floor, touch the shoulder, touch the shoulder. We'll try and move as little as possible. So imagine you've got 2 shots of tequila on your bum, and you're not going to spill the tequila. Mountain climbers are another great option to get your heart rate elevated. We're going to start in a plank position with our back flat, and what we're going to do is get our left foot up to our elbow and then swap over immediately. That's 1 repetition, is a foot up each side, and we're going to continue for 10 repetitions. Squats are another excellent exercise for developing lower body strength. And if you do these right, you're going to get an excellent sweat on as well. So start with the feet just outside your shoulder width. Your chest is going to be nice and proud, and you're going to sit your hips down in between your knees. So as you go down, your knees go out, your chest goes up, your hands are in front of you, come down to parallel and back up. The start of the movement begins with me pushing my bum back just a little bit, and then I begin to sit between my legs. Make sure that our knees don't come in and collapse. We always want to push them out over our little toes. So if we want to make this more difficult, we have a couple of options. First of all, we can stay on 2 legs and we can use a band. So I'm going to take a band underneath my hands. I'm going to get it over my shoulders like this, with my elbows up and my shoulders creating a little tabletop for it. I'm going to perform the exact same movement, but the band's going to add some resistance for me. If we don't have a resistance band, we can do 2 more things. First of all, we can take our bag full of books, hold it out in front of us, and complete the same movement. Making sure my toes are out, and through here. Finally, if we don't have any added weight, we can perform a 1-legged squat. This is performed by putting your back foot up onto a chair, making sure your front foot is out in front of your hip, and from here, lowering your body weight down, and back up. The exact same principles apply. Our knee stays out over our little toe, and we never let our knee come in. We also keep our chest proud and a really good control through the motion. Press ups are a classic, and when done perfectly, are a really good upper body development exercise. We take our hands and place them just outside our shoulder width. We're going to go into that plank position, meaning my back is completely flat and there's a straight line from my head to my heels. From here, I'm going to screw my hands into the floor like I'm turning two dinner plates, and as I go down, my elbows stay close to my jersey and I come back up. I make sure that throughout the movement, I don't allow my hips to sag, and I keep that really good straight line from my head to my heels. I go down and back up. Now if we want to make this a little bit harder, again, we can take our rucksack, throw it on our back, and now we've got a weighted press up. That's even harder. If you do have a resistance band, we can take our hands into the resistance band, put it over our back, and do the exact same thing.